I love Australia. I hate what the people in this house and the house in Canberra are doing to us. I'm going to talk to you about the issues around health and well-being, and I'm going to speak to you on behalf of the World Wellness International, which is a group we started here in Melbourne quite some time ago now. It's a member organisation of the Aligned Council of Australia, which consists of 40 other groups which reflect the interests and well-being of members of the order of nearly 2 million Australians. And we need support from people like yourself to join our organisations so that we can have an influence in government at our next elections. Because we cannot keep going the way we are with health in this country. I wrote to Scott Morrison, Greg Hunt and the Chief Health Minister at the beginning of 2020 on behalf of a large number of doctors. We said we don't need to have lockdowns. Do you want to have more lockdowns? No! Do you want to have more masking? No! Do you want to have more social distancing? No! Do you want to be held down and injected against your will? Well, that is what is going to happen if we stay with the World Health Organization. We have an agreement with the World Health Organization now. We pay them $300 million+ a year, unelected bureaucrats, to tell our bureaucrats here what to do when there is an infectious disease occurring in our country. We have lost our sovereign rights to our own individual right and responsibility to take a medicine if we want to. My profession failed us during COVID. My profession, the medical profession, went lock in step with the orders that came from Canberra and the orders that came from the unelected bureaucrats in the World Health Organization. We have signed a pandemic treaty, an agreement with the folks in the World Health Organization. It is funded mainly by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Did you get that? The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, which boasts that they put $10 billion into an investment in vaccines and the return was $200 billion. Where did that $200 billion came from? And all of the other billions of dollars that we lost during the pandemic our taxes went to the elites, went to the wealthy, went to those who are controlling the WEF, the WHO, and every other organisation in this country in which there are collaborative centres that have been implanted by the WHO and its interests. We are in a very precarious situation because they are planning another pandemic. Don't misunderstand me. The pandemic was a plandemic. It was a fake. It had been planned for some time, and don't believe the lies about the vaccine, the virus coming from a wet market in Wuhan. It came from the Wuhan Institute of Virology. It came from an institute where they were weaponizing viruses. Gain of function of viruses is something that should be outlawed globally. Because they want to develop these viruses so that they can develop vaccines against them, just in case there's biological warfare. Well, we know how to prevent these diseases and illnesses. We know how to do it, and they didn't listen. If the population had been given some sunshine, given some vitamin D, go to your doctor and have your vitamin D levels tested, we would not have had a suffering of the 5 years that we did through COVID and the follow-on from that. Nearly $1 trillion was wasted during those years. $1 trillion means $1,000 billion. And the ongoing costs, the loss of business, the loss of relationships, the illnesses, the diseases, the children who've lost a generation of children have lost their proper education. And it includes all of us, folks. It includes all of us here, including our police force. They had to be a part of a system that did damage to us, serious damage to us. Now, if the Western Australian government and the South Australian government can pass legislation that says if there is another fake public health emergency of international concern and we need to vaccinate with an experimental vaccine, it gives the police force the right to hold us down and inject us. Do you want that? Does our policemen and women want that? I'm sure they don't. I mean, we are all one people. We love this country and we have to stick together and make sure that they don't do that to us again. We don't have anybody with the wisdom in the World Health Organization, and our own health departments are completely deficient of people who know how to prevent disease and treat early. What we did during the pandemic, we said to the old people, okay, don't worry, you'll be okay. We take you to hospital, we put you on a bed later and you die. Or we put you into hospital if you've got a positive PCR test, and you get anxious and you get injected with morphine and midazolam, the thing they use in the US in executions. And what does that do to people? And remdesivir, the drug that causes remdesivir, is also known as, remember, death is near. You end up in intensive care with kidney failure, and of course you're in intensive care and you end up dying. And that's exactly what happened in our hospitals in this country, ladies and gentlemen. We were told by the authorities above to do all of this. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. It was to me, it was murder. I told the Parliament in Canberra that not one single person should have been injected with this experimental vaccine. You know, one vaccine has caused the death of young people who go to bed the night they've had the injection and they don't wake up the next morning. Any other medicine that did that would be taken off the market. Now, I must add, there are a few good people in Parliament. There are a few good people who are awake to what's going on. We've got to give them the confidence to speak up. We've got to give them the knowledge to speak up. We need to give them the facts and data. My group, my medical group, actually put together a book called Too Many Dead. Too Many Dead. When in late 2020, COVID wasn't killing anybody. The increase in death rate, ladies and gentlemen, in this country started soon after the rolling out of the messenger RNA vaccines. The toxic vaccines that were meant to stay in the arm, they didn't. They go to your brain, to your heart, to your lungs, to your ovaries and your testicles. This is why so many people are sick who should not be sick. This is why we're seeing turbo cancers in this country. And what do I mean by a turbo cancer? Somebody who presents with stage 4 cancer, which means there's been no warning. All of a sudden, they've got cancer all over their body. And this is happening on an increasing rate, and our authorities are ignoring it. We have to do something about it, ladies and gentlemen. Please, if you want to do something, come to these rallies. Join a member group of the Aligned Council of Australia. Please, we have a lot of good people there who are awake to what's going on and what government needs to do. We need new governments in this country. We need a renewed set of politicians who have the courage to speak up and learn about the truth. Because if you don't have courage, you don't get to the truth. And if you don't have truth, there are no other values in our society. So I just like